Hello, I hope you had a good weekend. It's a nice sunshiny day out there. I'm going to try and make you a deal. This isn't a promise, this is a goal, okay? And my goal is, if it's cold or rainy or, I've heard we might even get snow again, the workload will be different. But if it's a nice sunshiny day like today, I will try very hard to give you minimal work because I know you're going to want to be getting outside. So if you'll work with me, I'll try and make the days that require a little more time on those cold days, and the sunshiny days, I'll try to make the workload a little less. All right, we're almost done with Pythagorean theorem. We're going to just kind of put it on the back shelf for a minute while we do some work on the next chapter, volumes. Then I'm going to bring the Pythagorean theorem back in, and you'll see why. Volume, and we're going to start with cylinders. The volume of cylinders, and cylinders have a round diameter, and they also have a height. So that's what we're going to be working with. All right, so my first one is cashews. So we're going to start with cashews. And let me grab my markers. So let's start with cashews. All right, cashews. And I want to find the volume of this cylinder. All right? I know that the volume is defined as the base, or the, see that capital B? That's like the area of the base. Well, rather than trying to remember two different formulas, let's just work off of this. This formula right here would be the area of a circle, which of course is going to be your base. See, this side and this side are your base. They're the same because it's a cylinder. So we're going to be working off of the area of a circle, which is pi r squared h. And for pi, we're always going to use 3.14. 3.14. So let me get my ruler out. And for my top, I get a diameter of 4. So the radius is half the diameter. Sometimes they'll tell you the radius, sometimes they'll tell you the diameter. Remember, if they tell you the diameter, you're going to have to divide it in 2 to get your radius, because the radius is from the middle to the outside. From the middle to the outside is the radius. All right? And then my height is 3. My height is 3. So, I say my volume equals 3.14 times the radius, which is 2 squared, times the height, which is 3. You can punch that in your calculator and see what you get. If you have trouble doing multiple steps, you can break it down to 3.14 times 2 squared is 4 times 3. Volume equals 3.14 times 12. Or volume equals, and I've got it written down here, 7.68, and we are going to round to the hundreds column, to the hundreds column. So 2 places in. And that would be for our first cylinder. All right? So, cylinders, let me get my next one. What every good household needs, if you're Mexican, canned tamales. That's when the Mexican restaurant isn't open, because these are such a sad excuse for a tamale. But when you're desperate, you know, you got to go with it. All right, so let me get my tamales up here. Remember, our formula is volume is the base, or the area of the base, which is that capital B, times the height. But we're just going to say volume equals pi r squared times the height, because our base is a circle if it's a cylinder. If it's a cylinder, our base is a circle, so we're just going to use the formula for the area of the circle. So it's just easier to say volume equals pi r squared h, right here. Volume equals pi r squared, and the height. Did I say base last time? I think I did. I apologize. Volume equals pi r squared height. I think I said base last time, but it's height. All right, so let's measure our tamales. All right. So, the base, which is this side or this side, is a circle. The diameter is 3. So, half the diameter is the radius, or from the middle of the circle to the outside ring. The radius would be 1.5. And then the height is 4. So my formula would be volume equals 3.14 times 1.5 squared times 4. If you can punch that in your calculator all as one step, that's fine. If you can't, you can break it down one step at a time. Volume equals 3.14, which is always what we're going to use for pi. And then 1.5 squared is 2.25 times 4. And most of you can punch all that into your calculator. And we get volume equals 28.26 for our cylinder can of tamales. And again, a cylinder is a three-dimensional shape. Another word for the volume of a cylinder would be capacity. How much does it hold? Like how much space is inside there? Okay? So, a cylinder would have a base, that's a circle, and then a height. And so right now all we're doing is cylinders. So now we're going to do our oatmeal. All right, because if you're going to eat tamales, you got to have some, good stuff like oatmeal to balance it up. All right, now we remember our formula is the volume equals the base area, which is a circle. So the area of the circle is pi r squared, and then times the height to get you the volume of a cylinder. So this part right here, again, is the area of the circle, and then these two multiplied together will give you the volume of a cylinder. All right, so let's measure what we got here. Across the top, the diameter is 4. So if the diameter is 4, the radius is half of that. So from the center point of the circle to the outside rim is the radius. That would be 2. And then our height is, for our oatmeal, our height is 7. So our height is 7. So I have volume equals 3.14, which is what we're always going to use for pi, r squared, which is 2 squared, and then our height is 7. You can punch that all in on your calculator, or you can break it down and get volume equals 3.14 times 2 squared. 2 times 2 is 4, times 7. Okay? If you still need to break it down, you can, or you should be able to punch all that in your calculator and get 87.92. Again, we're going 2 places out to the hundredths column, and that is going to be our formula for volumes of cylinders. Be it this shape, again it has a height, and the base is a circle. Our tamales has a height, and then our base, either side, is a circle. Or our oatmeal, again, the base, which we can use the top or the bottom because it's going to be the same, and then the height. And the formula technically is volume of the base area times the height, and the base area is a circle. The base area is a circle. The base area is a circle, so we can just use the formula for the area of the circle, which is pi r squared times the height. All right? You can memorize this one. This one's probably the one you want to memorize. Volume equals pi r squared times the height. Good luck. Do a good job, and I'll see you soon.